My alien roommate still can't understand human clothes. Zara stood in front of the small mirror in her shared apartment, holding up a piece of human clothing with 2 fingers like it might explode at any moment. The fabric felt strange against her blue-tinted skin, and she could not figure out why humans needed so many layers. Her roommate, Lisa, walked into the living room, carrying a cup of coffee and wearing what humans called pajamas. Zara had been on Earth for 6 months now, but human clothing still made no sense to her advanced alien mind. "You are wearing the sleeping garments during the day cycle again," Zara said, tilting her head in that curious way that made her silver hair shimmer under the apartment lights. Lisa laughed and sat down on the couch. "These are just comfortable clothes, Zara. Not everything has to be formal." Zara examined the garment in her hands more closely. It was something Lisa called a bra, and despite Lisa explaining it 17 times, Zara still could not understand its purpose. On her home planet of Kepler 442b, her people wore simple energy fields that adjusted to their bodies automatically. No complicated straps, no uncomfortable wires, no mysterious clasp that seemed designed to frustrate even the most intelligent beings in the galaxy. Your species creates problems, and then creates objects to solve those problems you created, Zara said, holding up the bra like evidence in a cosmic court case. "This makes no logical sense." Lisa tried not to laugh again. Living with Zara had been the strangest experience of her life, but also the most interesting. The alien woman was incredibly smart. She could solve complex mathematical equations in her head, and had memorized every book in the local library within a week of arriving. But somehow human clothing remained her greatest challenge. "It is for support," Lisa explained patiently. "Human women need it." "But why do you need support for body parts that are already attached to your body?" Zara asked, genuinely confused. "On my planet, everything stays where it should be without additional engineering." Before Lisa could answer, their neighbor knocked on the door. It was Amy from across the hall, looking upset and holding a basket of laundry. "My washing machine broke," Amy said when Lisa opened the door. "Can I use yours, please?" "Of course," Lisa said, letting Amy inside. Amy stopped when she saw Zara holding the bra and staring at it like it was an alien artifact, which from Zara's perspective, it basically was. "Is everything okay?" Amy asked. "Zara is still trying to understand human clothing," Lisa explained. It has become her personal mission. Zara looked at Amy with bright, curious eyes. "Perhaps you can explain something to me. Why do humans wear different clothes for different activities when one efficient garment could serve all purposes?" Amy blinked, not expecting such a philosophical question about laundry day. "Well, we wear different things because they are designed for different needs. Like you would not wear a ball gown to go jogging." "But why not?" Zara asked. "If the garment covers your body and provides protection from weather, should it not work for all activities?" Amy looked at Lisa helplessly. Lisa just shrugged. She had been having conversations like this for months. "It is about practicality and social expectations," Amy said slowly. "And comfort." Zara examined Amy's outfit, jeans and a simple t-shirt. "You are wearing leg coverings made from a plant fiber mixed with synthetic materials, and a torso covering that serves no protective function against your planet's environment. Yet you consider this practical." Amy stared at Zara. "When you put it that way, it does sound kind of weird." "Exactly," Zara said, looking pleased that someone finally understood her point. "Your species has overcomplicated the simple task of covering your bodies." Lisa watched the conversation with amusement. Zara had a way of making even the most normal human activities sound completely absurd, but there was something charming about how seriously she took everything, how she genuinely wanted to understand human culture even when it made no sense to her superior alien intellect. "What do your people wear?" Amy asked, settling into a chair with her laundry basket. Zara touched a small device on her wrist, and suddenly her human clothes disappeared, replaced by what looked like a shimmering, form-fitting energy field that moved and flowed around her body like liquid light. "This adapts to any temperature, any activity, any social situation," Zara said. "It repairs itself, cleans itself, and adjusts its appearance based on my needs and preferences." Amy and Lisa stared in amazement. "That is incredible," Amy said. "Why did not you tell us your people had technology like that?" "Because you never asked about practical clothing solutions," Zara said. "You only wanted to teach me about your impractical clothing solutions." Lisa felt slightly embarrassed. Could we use technology like that? Perhaps, Zara said thoughtfully. But first your species would need to overcome its strange attachment to unnecessary complexity. She gestured to her pile of human clothes, the bras, the different types of pants, the shirts for different occasions, the shoes for different weather conditions. You have created an entire industry around solving problems that need not exist, Zara continued. Your people are intelligent enough to build spacecraft and explore other planets, but you still struggle with the simple task of efficiently covering your bodies. Amy picked up one of Zara's human shoes, complicated high heel that Lisa had tried to teach her to walk in. These are particularly puzzling, Zara said. They make walking more difficult, cause physical discomfort, and serve no functional purpose. Yet human females wear them voluntarily. They make us look taller and more elegant, Lisa explained. But you are already the height that your genetics determined, Zara said. Why do you need to appear different from what you naturally are? Lisa and Amy looked at each other. Neither of them had a good answer for that. Maybe you have a point, Amy said slowly. I mean, I hate wearing heels, but I wear them anyway because that is what you are supposed to do for certain occasions. Supposed to do according to whom? Zara asked. Society, I guess, Amy said. And who decides what society expects? Amy thought about it. Other people in society. So humans create rules about clothing that make them uncomfortable, and then they follow these rules because other humans who are also following uncomfortable rules expect them to follow the uncomfortable rules. When you say it like that, it sounds really stupid, Amy admitted. Zara smiled, an expression she had learned from humans that she found quite useful for showing satisfaction. This is why I find your species so fascinating, she said. You are capable of incredible achievements, but you also create completely unnecessary complications in your daily lives. Lisa sat down next to her alien roommate. So what do you think humans should do about clothing? Develop better technology, Zara said simply. Or at least question why you do things the way you do them. Your species has an amazing ability to adapt and innovate, but sometimes you get stuck following old patterns that no longer make sense. Amy nodded slowly. You know what? You are right. I'm going to try wearing more comfortable clothes and see if anyone actually cares. And I am going to stop trying to explain bras, Lisa said with a laugh. If they do not make sense to someone with your intelligence, maybe the problem is not with your understanding. Zara looked pleased. Perhaps there is hope for your species after all. She deactivated her energy clothing and put her human clothes back on, but this time she did not bother with the bra. Instead, she just wore the simple shirt and pants. This is much more logical, she said. Lisa and Amy agreed. Sometimes it took an outside perspective to realize how strange normal things really were. And sometimes that outside perspective came from a blue-skinned alien who just wanted to understand why humans made everything so complicated. From that day forward, Zara continued to question human customs, and Lisa and Amy continued to realize that maybe their way of doing things was not always the best way. The alien roommate who could not understand human clothes had taught them something important about questioning the things they took for granted, and Zara finally felt like she was beginning to understand humans, not because their clothing made sense, but because she realized that humans themselves were still figuring out what made sense and what did not.